Alright, today I'm gonna clean our family friend's fish tank that they've got. I think this is a 75 gallon here. They've been having troubles with their fish tank. Here's the reason why. There's just an excess buildup of mold and detritus and leftover food because overfeeding. And to try to combat that, they've put like bloody 5 filters on this thing, which is going to be great once that we clean this thing up, because then it'll be over filtrated. I mean, it is overstocked, which is alright because it's over filtered, and they've got somewhat of enough room. We got a pleco under here, and I think there's a chocolate not a chocolate Doridid. There would never be a chocolate Doridid in here. Ralph's catfish, I think, back in there. Some rainbow fish and a barb of some sort, I think. I'm not familiar with those kind of fish like this. But I just removed all the plants that are in this bucket right here. I'm gonna clean them up. They're all fake plants because they have kids. It's fine. Clean it up. Clean those up. I removed the lid, and those are outside in the sun sterilizing. And then I'm gonna clean them off. In a second here, I'm gonna shut everything off and then start siphoning out the water. Huge gravel back, because look how thick this gravel bed is. It's like literally 3 to 4 inches thick, and there's all this crap in here that's just collecting in here, so suck that out of there. Alright, so I've removed 5 gallons from the tank here. Everything's already shut off here. I just gravel back to this little corner right here. I'm gonna do a huge water change on this. Alright, gonna blast these aquarium plants off here and clean the lids that I have sitting over here sterilizing in the sun. Alright, now I'm just gonna leave them out here to dry out and let the sun kind of sterilize them. Alright, I'm gonna pull out the rocks next here, blast these off. Well, yeah, here's the Raphael cap. Remember how they're placed in here. And then gravel back the whole sucker, put everything back and refill the tank. Alright, I've got the rocks in this bucket here. I'm gonna go hose them off outside, let them dry, and then stick them back in the tank after I gravel back. Sorry about the bad lighting. There's a window behind the tank that the shutters are closed, but a lot of light still comes through. So as you can see, like right here, there's a lot of glare, so it's kind of hard to see what's going on in the tank. But I've taken out 15 gallons and about halfway done with the water change here. So. Alright, we got that much out of the tank. It's not halfway yet. I've only taken out 20 gallons. But I need to kind of hurry up here because the water's starting to drop. The temperature is starting to drop. Maybe I'll take all these heaters back here and pull it out and stick it down here to kind of Alright, I'm done pulling water out, but there's still like so much more junk floating around in here on the bottom and stuff. And I gravel vacked the whole bottom twice. But once I fill it up again, I might take out another 5 gallons and vacuum the floor again once I get everything running up. And then suggest that they do gravel vacs every week. Just a small little water change with a gravel vac just to keep up with that and keep all that junk out of there. Alright, it's important to make sure that the temperature of the water is the same of the temperature that's in the fish tank. So get this going here. It's just like a thermometer. It's a little warm here. So make your temperature adjustments. So that means adding a little more cold water because it's a little warmer than the tank. Alright, before you add water, you have to dechlorinate, add dechlorinator into the tank. Treat for a little more than what you're adding in. Then after you add it, then you can start putting water back into the tank. Dechlorinator is added and it's time to fill the tank back up. You can see after I did a 50% water change, there's still just stuff in here like crazy. I gravel back twice, and you know, this is an extreme example of why you should only feed your fish as much as they can eat in like 30 seconds to a minute. Because otherwise this kind of crap happens and then it's really hard to fix. It takes water changes upon water changes to fix, and sometimes even a whole redo of the tank. Here's the other culprit of the tank being dirty, is this decently sized pleco here. And as we know, once plecos get bigger than a couple inches, they don't eat algae anymore, and they just produce waste and eat leftover food from the other fish. So this guy is a huge buy-load to the tank. Alright, the tank's filled up and it's time to start everything up, and maybe all this junk will get sucked up by the filter, but I highly doubt it. I bet most of it's just gonna settle on the bottom again and another gravel vac, but that's for them to do. I've already been working on this tank for 2 hours, so just get it over with and they can do another water change, hopefully. Okay, now that I've got everything running again, I adjusted those power heads and set the heaters up and the filter going here. As you can still see, it is crazy dirty in there still. You can't even see through the side of the tank. I'm gonna put everything back in there except for the plants because they'll just catch everything up. And right, I added the rocks back in here, so there's a little space underneath there for the catfish. And here's the plastic plants. Deciding to put them back in there. Alright, I've added the plants back in here. It's still very murky in here. It's kind of difficult to see, but it's about done, so the filter will just clear this out and it should look pretty nice. And then they do consistent water changes. Alright, after 3 hours of work here, it's complete. Hopefully this tank clears up a little more. It looks more clear in person than on camera, but I think it's a huge improvement. And if they keep up with water changes and gravel vacs, this tank is gonna clear up really well. So, if you enjoyed this video, check out my channel and subscribe. And also like this video so then we can have more content like this or similar content.